Hi, hi. Just a brief message to inform you that finally my new book has been published. It's available. Some of you have already downloaded it on Kindle and Nook and all of those modern contraptions, which I'm not very familiar with because I don't own them, and they have been the ruin of us authors. Um, But now, finally, there is also the traditional paperback edition, which is out. Here it is. The title is The Bromide in the Soup, and it's going to be only available for now through my site, which is dariocastagno.com. Um, it's a bit of a hard time for us independent authors, and I imagine that you'll be a bit surprised because the cost is a little bit more than what one would spend in ordering a book on Amazon. On the other hand, I can't compete with these big companies and these big multinationals, and the cost of the shipment from Italy is about $15. So it's almost the price of the actual book. So that is the bad news. The good news, obviously, is that I will be happy to autograph them, to sign them. If you want them personalized, you just have to include it's on the order form, so you can say whatever name to whoever. If you want me to write something in particular on the page, on the blank page, I'll be very happy to do so. Then, when I die, you'll be able to get your money back because all you'll have to do is sell the books on eBay as an autographed book of the deceased author Dario Castagno, and you'll get your money back plus something more. Okay, so uh, a few words on the book. The Bromide in the Soup is is a book which talks about a very specific moment of my life, a very intense moment of a young man's life in Italy. Until a few years ago, it was still mandatory to do the military service. Then it was abolished. But in my years, and I'm talking about more than 30 years ago, I still had to do it, and there was no way you could get away with it. And I was very fortunate because I managed to join the fire brigade, which counts. So the book explains all about how I managed to sneak into this, we can call it privileged way of performing the military service. I actually mentioned something about this on my second book, In a Day in Tuscany, and it was just a single chapter. Many of you were actually enjoyed that story so much that somebody actually suggested that I get into more detail. So the original idea was to write the full report on the year that I spent in the fire brigade. The year in Italy where one performs the military service is very distinct. I mean, it's divided into two parts. There is the first part where you're called on duty in what is called the CAR, which is the sort of the recruit training center, and then there's the second part, which is where you are sent to your final destination. And the original idea was to describe the full year. But the first part of that year was so intense, even if it was much shorter because we were talking about just 2 or 3 months, that the book is actually just concentrated on that specific period. So it's about 2.5 months, 3 months. And the second part will be in the next book that I will be publishing, hopefully next year. So it was fun writing it. I had to dig into my memories, and I realize now how I've already said this, how intense that period was. But even in a certain way, it was fun because when you're 18, you have a lot of fun, even because your mindset is sort of programmed that to make fun of a lot of things. But a lot of dramatic things occurred also during that period. Dramatic episodes which I never even found out what happened, the final epilogue. The book is written in a specific style which I have started working on, and so each other chapter is, one is in first person, one is in third person. So the chapter in first person is written as if it was actually an 18-year-old describing his sensations, his way of thinking, how he feels when finds himself in certain determined situations. The following chapter, instead, is a narrator, so a middle-aged man, which is me, 50 years old, that describes, under a different point of view, the situation that he's living in. So it's sort of the same story seen by an 18-year-old and by a 50-year-old who are the same person. So each other chapter is structured in that way. Having said this, I really hope to be able to send you the book. I really hope that you'll enjoy the book. And I really hope to be here again soon presenting the sequel. Thank you very much.